Hello world and welcome back to Progressive Programming with me, Ram. If this is your first time here and you haven't watched the previous episode, do not worry, I have added the link in the description below. Do check it out for the complete story and you will enjoy this journey even more. Today we are diving into a very exciting adventure, a Hello World journey in Spring Boot Annotations and Modules. And instead of boring definitions, I'll explain it through a cinematic or analogy. Because programming is the best learned when you can visualize it just like your muscle memory. So why are you waiting? Let's fasten your seatbelts. Let's begin our drive. When you sit in the driver's seat of the car, what do you see? There are so many controls in front of you. The AC switch, the music button, the gear shift, the accelerator, the brake. Each of these is nothing but of an instruction you give to the car upon pressing it, right? Similarly, in Spring Boot, we also give instructions, but instead of physical buttons, we use something called as annotations. These annotations tell the framework what to do and how to behave. Nothing. Buttons equal to annotations. Think about it. When you press the AC button and the car knows, okay, I have to start cool, right? Start cooling. While we are pressing the music button and the car knows I have to play my song, right? When you press the hazard lights and the car warns others with flashing blinkers. In the same way, annotations in Spring Boot are like these buttons. You don't write everything from scratch in Spring Boot, right? You just add an annotation and the framework knows what to activate and what not, how to connect, what to connect, and how to respond. In a car, everything begins with ignition. One press of the start button powers the whole system. Engine, AC, music, lights, all ready to go and ready to serve for that, right? Similarly, Spring Framework comes with that magical ignition button via an annotation called @Spring Boot application. Whenever you declare @Spring Boot application, it tells the framework start auto configuration, scan all the components, initialize everything for me for the smoothened drive. It's literally the power on button for your Spring Boot app. Cool, let's move on to the next very important annotation that exists in Spring Boot, @REST controller. In today's modern world, most of the cars can listen to your voice and respond, right? Suppose you say something like, can you play me some song? It does. And you say, can you call my mom? It does. That's exactly what @REST controller does. It simply listens to your request like commands and returns a response like playing the song or calling someone, whatever you asked for. To put it in simple or one-liner, @REST controller is nothing but of your voice assistant for your application in Spring Boot framework. Cool. We have talked about @Spring Boot application annotation and @REST controller annotation. Along with them, there is one more person is going to join to make 3 pillars of Spring Boot framework, and that guy is @AutoWired. Okay, what does it even mean? Notice when you enter into the car and sits in the driving seat, you can see your car auto connects to your phone without doing anything, right? That's what an AutoWired does. It automatically connects the required components, services, or any sort of dependencies which you are looking for. So everything works together seamlessly. No manual wiring is needed, right? To summarize, every big race has its star heroes and supporting crew, right? Like a Formula One or NASCAR rumble, beat anything. Similarly, in Spring Boot, the main annotations are like the lead erasers. So, @Spring Boot application is an ignition master. It starts the entire car and powers all the systems. And @REST controller is the driver, taking your commands and responding them instantly. And @AutoWire is the auto connector, wiring everything together without manual setup. But even heroes need a team, right? That's where the supporting annotations are coming in. @component, @service, and @repository. @component is the all-round mechanic ready to add general features, and @service is a specialist handling business logic like your fault in your AZ. @repository is the fuel expert, making sure your app has the right data from the database. Together, they form the perfect racing crew. Lead heroes driving the race and the supporting crew keeping the car running smoothly. To summarize everything, friends, annotations are like car buttons. You don't rebuild the car every time. You just press the right button and the car responds. Similarly, in Spring Boot, you don't write everything from scratch. You use the right annotation and the frameworks takes care of the rest. Now that we have seen the buttons, let's look at the bigger systems, the Spring modules that makes this whole car run. Spring Core is like the engine and the wiring system of the car. It ensures everything is connected internally and works smoothly. Annotations like @component, @bean, @AutoWire act like the wiring, connecting different parts together automatically. Whereas Spring MVC is like the GPS or the steering system. It decides where each request has to go or where each request should go. When you say take me home, GPS maps the route and steering guides you, right? That's how it works. Similarly, in Spring MVC, annotations like @controller, @risk controller, and @get mapping map your commands to the right destination. And the next guy, Spring Data, JPA, is very equivalent to the fuel system, what you have in your car. Car run on fuel, applications run on data. That's how it is. So Spring Data JPA is a fuel system of your app. Annotations like @entity, @ID, @repository manage your database, storing, fetching, and sending data to the engine just like the fuel powers the car. And the next guy, Spring Security, it's very equivalent to your locks and seatbelts in your Spring framework. Every car needs safety, and Spring also does that. Spring Security is equivalent to your lock and seatbelts, like I said before, and it has its own annotations. @enable web security, @pre-authorize, make sure only the right people get access, keeping your app secure. Finally, Spring Boot is like your smart car computer. It auto configures everything so you do not have to worry about complex setups. Ignition @Spring Boot application brings it all to life. And that's how Spring Boot annotation and modules work together. Just like a car system, making your journey smooth, safe, and effortless. Here's a quick recap. Each Spring module has its car equivalency. So the next time you see an annotation, just imagine you are pressing a button or system in your car. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this story helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notification. And me, Ram, here with you right here on progRAM, one line, one code at a time. Thank you. See you in the next video.